gonna do now is the behind the neck shoulder press, or BHN, in the Smith machine. I'm here at the UFC gym in Sunnyvale, and the only Smith machine that they have has a slight bit of an angle to it, and that's okay. If that's the case, you want to put it so that as you're pushing back and you're pushing up, the angle goes behind you as opposed to in front of you. That's going to be a more optimum setup. Otherwise, it's preferred that this is a straight up and down movement. So ideally, if your gym has a Smith machine that goes straight up and down, that would be perfect. If not, then make this adjustment. It's going to be on my knees. Personally, I like doing it on my knees. It forces me to engage my core a lot more. If you're not comfortable doing it from your knees, you can grab a small seat or a bench and straddle the bench, and you can do it that way also. So figure out which one you like, and then implement that into your workout. So here's how I'm going to demonstrate it today. It's just going to be kneeling, and when you grab the bar, as with any of the other pressing movements, you want to make sure that where the elbow and the hand are, that this is straight up and down. Okay, you want this to be perpendicular to the ground or perpendicular to the bar. That way you're going to get the maximum amount of torque from your shoulders out through the humerus, pushing into the bar. Okay. The other thing is, there's a lot of discussion out there as to whether or not behind the neck shoulder press is actually a good movement to do. So number one, I find this is your best bang for the buck shoulder exercise or shoulder press. You're going to really engage all three of the heads, as well as the traps and the mid traps, so the mid back area. So I think that you're getting a lot more muscle fiber recruitment out of this exercise than any of the other shoulder presses. But with that said, you have to be able to actually get your shoulders back into this position without too much thoracic extension to where you can't keep your core tight. Okay? If you can't do that, then this exercise is not for you. So make sure that you have the mobility and the ability to retract your shoulder blades. So we want to make sure that we can get all the way back into that position without any discomfort or pain. Otherwise, this could potentially be a bad exercise. So here's how we're going to set up. Get in. I do it from my knees with my hips up. Grab the bar. Make sure that your elbows are directly below your wrist. Push up. As you lower it down, squeeze your shoulder blades, drive up. There you have it. So that's the behind the neck shoulder press from the knees in a Smith machine. Again, if you don't have the scapular retraction needed to execute this movement correctly, or you have limited shoulder mobility, then you need to address those things first and talk to a coach about that, because otherwise you're just going to damage yourself more by trying to do this movement. Otherwise, if you can, this is your best bang for buck shoulder exercise.